Using Microsoft Word through your Office 365, you can again log into your Hub account, click on the Office 365, and then the options are available to you are that you can either click on your app launcher up in the top left and select Microsoft Word, or you can go into your OneDrive and select the folder you want that work to be stored in. So for this one, we're just going to open a Microsoft Word document, and we're going to have a look at some of the features that are available to us within it. So we've got the option to just create new, or there are a selection of different templates that we could use if we're doing something that the pupils are doing in the class. So for this one, we're just going to select our blank document, and then Microsoft Word will open up for us to be able to use. Now, in some instances, these can look different. So over on the right-hand side, we'll be able to change what our ribbon looks like, and the ribbon is the options that are available here. So we can have a single line, which frees up a little bit more room on the screen, or we can select the classic ribbon, and it just allows you to see some more information about the options that you are choosing. So from here, if we want to change the text that we're going to use, so we can change the font and select the font that the pupils want to be able to use. And again, it allows you to have those discussions that pupils can have on when they're selecting their font and choosing something that is pleasing to the eye and it's not changing all the time. So we can start our story. Once upon a time. Up here in the top, we may want to give it a title. So here is where we're going to be able to change it from the document tape to my story about, and then they'll be able to add it in. And this is where you'll be able to select and talk to the pupils about naming their documents appropriately. So the better the name is, the easier it is to find in the future. But they can just give it a file name up there rather than having all of the pupils just having their work as whatever that document number is. So once they've created their story, they can format the text, they can change it, they can make it bigger, smaller, and use the different options within that home option. They've also got the option to insert different things, so they can insert pictures. They may be able to create drawings. They can add online media, emojis, and different things to support the story that they're writing. Now, one of the options that they also have is that in the view option, they can use the immersive reader. So if you've got students or learners who struggle with reading, they can click on that immersive reader, and what Microsoft will do is it will play that story to you. So they'll be able to read that and hear the story played to them. This is great for if they're not using punctuation correctly, they can hear that story and they'll be able to hear the speed that it's being played at, and then they can go back and make those edits. Now, what they're also able to do is, because this is an online version stored in the cloud, in the drop-down arrow at the end of our title, they're also able to see the version history of their document. So where they've created that story, if you then want to see the edits that they've made, you'll be able to go onto the version history and you'll be able to see the history of the edits that the pupils have made in that story over a period of time. So if you then go on to teach them about paragraphs, they can go back and edit their story. They're always going to see their best version on the screen, but as a teacher, you will be able to see the history of that document, the feedback that's been given, and the edits that are made based on that. Now, if you want, it could be that you're giving feedback as a whole class, or if you want to give feedback to them individually, you can select their work through the Microsoft team where you've given the pupils the work as an assignment, and then you can add a comment. So you'll be able to add a comment there at the side, and you'll be able to give them some feedback based on the different parts of the story. You can do that as a teacher, or if the pupils have shared it with a learning partner, you'll also be able to see the feedback that their learning partners in the class have also been able to give them as well. So making use of Microsoft Word to create documents and see how it can be used for seeing the progression over time with it as well.